Hey guys, welcome to the Fool Show. This, of course, is Foolish Phil. Just want to do a quick little take on a few things. I'm sorry it's a little late, but Detroit Lions, they pulled off the major upset again over Green Bay Packers on Sunday. The biggest story out of there was the Green Bay Packers, Mason Crosby missed 5 kicks in the game, 1 extra point and 4 field goals. You know, that's just the way it goes. The Lions won, and people are like, did Green Bay lose it, or did the Lions win it? Well, two sides to that coin. There always are. Green Bay obviously could have won that game, but they didn't hit their field goals. So Detroit played looser defense or played the way to hold on and get the win. The other side of it, Detroit forced Green Bay to kick the field goals. Cool, right? So, never apologize for a win. Never apologize for a win. I just think back to the Michigan days where we had quarterbacks throw 5 interceptions against like Notre Dame and Ohio State. And you know what? You lose by 1 or 2 scores. And it's like, oh, who really won that game? Well, clearly the other team did. They intercepted the ball. You know, they didn't do a ton with the ball, but they, got all those turnovers. No, it's kind of both sides. So, Detroit, 2-3 going into the bye week. Do I think they have any chance of keeping this momentum going and winning more games? I guess if they keep playing superstar quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, sure. But no, well, they still have too many issues, and this is just like fool's gold, where you think you got something going, but the Lions aren't a good team. They're just going to be a 7-9 team, 8-8. If they're lucky. I could see them being like a 6-10 team, right? But that's what the NFL wants. They want teams to be right around 500, a few below. They don't really want anyone below 6 games, right? 6 wins. They don't really want anyone like 16-0. It might be a good story, but they want some parity. It's all about parity. So the Lions get a bye week, rest up, come back, and see what they do a week from now. Oh, looking at baseball, the first round of the playoffs is over now. Houston will play Boston, and the Dodgers will play Milwaukee. Okay, here we go. Now, just looking at it, your historical powers you would think would be Boston and the Dodgers. I don't know. I'm always kind of a little wary of this. Ever since the Tigers had it in 2006 where they were just mowing through. They lost the first game versus Oakland, and they swept them. Then they swept the next series, and they were going to the World Series. And it was like, oh, they were just on fire. But they had to just sit and wait and wait and wait. Baseball is such a game of just repetition. You play 162 games. You barely get days off. Like 1 day every 2 weeks is the Players Association bargained for. So, it's not bad to just keep busy, busy, busy. Now these teams are sitting around. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out with the least amount of rust. I would pick, personally, I'm picking Milwaukee over the Dodgers, and I'm picking Houston over Boston. Houston, I think, has a better pitching staff. You just don't know with David Price what you're going to get with him. He's never been a very good postseason pitcher. The Houston, they won the World Series last year. They're designed to win right now. So is Boston. This is going to be a great series. Nothing against the NL, but yeah, definitely the AL is the series to watch. Personally, I didn't care who won between Boston and New York. I really despise that battle, all the media attention it gets from ESPN. I mean, I guess you have 2 big markets there, but I don't care about Boston and New York. I was just happy that whoever won the series won it on the enemy home soil, right? So Boston won it in front of the New York fans. Great, love it. So just to poke their enemy a little bit more. And that was great too. The Angel Hernandez, that ref's been, or the ump I should say, has been a terrible ump ever since I can remember him. I remember him in Chicago at the Cubs, and he couldn't handle the 7th inning stretch announcer. They broadcast on the PA doing the take me out to the ball game. And the guy said something about the home plate ump, Angel Hernandez. And Angel Hernandez tried to throw him out of the ball game. I'm not making this up. Angel Hernandez has the thinnest skin, and he's one of the worst refs there are in baseball. And I guarantee, absolutely guarantee, Major League Baseball added him to last year's postseason and this year's postseason because he's suing baseball, saying he's not getting his opportunities because he's being discriminated against because he's Cuban and he had some fight with Joe Torre. So they're saying, here you go. You're in last year's playoffs. You're in this year's playoffs, trying to kind of just get rid of this bogus, if it is bogus or not, get rid of this lawsuit. So, but on not yesterday, but the game before, he made 4 calls at first base that were challenged and 3 were wrong. He's like one of the absolute worst umpires at first base. Last night he had the home plate. It was great. CC Sabathia complained about it. And then Rick Porcello came back and said, all you got to do is throw the ball over the plate. So it was a pretty good jab there by Rick Porcello on CC Sabathia. And it's about time for CC to retire, but you know what? That's not me to call. He can make his millions of dollars if he wants to. So, going with Boston and going with the Milwaukee Brewers for, Houston and Milwaukee for the World Series. We'll see how that plays out. And start of basketball's coming up. I don't know if I'll kind of pay attention to the Pistons. We'll see. And the Red Wings lost their first game, lost their second game, lost their third game. They're in the games, but they're losing. Kind of to be expected. They're a young team that doesn't have the experience to pull out games. So we'll see if they can start getting that going, getting some wins when they come back off this West Coast trip. So, just a little video letting you know kind of just some thoughts about current events in sports. Let me know what you think, if there's something you want me to talk about, if you want to hear something about, the good old, blah, 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 this. Let me know in the comments below. Who do you think also is going to go to the World Series? Let me know. And thanks for watching. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe is even better. Thanks so much. And as always, go blue.